Welcome to Internet Content with the Bruvs. I'm Jake, that's London, and we're the Bruvs. If you've ever seen anything on the internet, we did it. Today we will be talking about the things that I've shoved up my ass.
Oh yes, I'm very chuffed to bits right now about this intro. I'm so glad that I get to hear your accents once more. They're always so spectacular.
I doubt that we have any English listeners, but if we did, we don't anymore.
Oh yeah, no, you just put them all to leave.
I've alienated some of our audience. Okay, so I have something that's been happening for like 3 weeks that I specifically
you've not told me at all about. I'm curious.
Yeah, okay, so about 3 weeks ago, so on Labor Day, right, it was that Monday, I was just exhausted, like more than usual. Like we had to go to Jacksonville to pick up my mom from the airport, and the entire drive there, the entire drive back, I just slept. Like after a full night's sleep, after it, like I was assuming that I would drive a good bit of it, like half of it or whatever. It was me and my grandpa going to go pick her up. But no, I was just out. And like that level of tiredness is just unusual to me. And then the next day I woke up and like, you know how if you sleep on something wrong, or like you've been sitting on a toilet for 20 minutes, like your hands or your legs will go numb, you know? Yeah. And then it's like, imagine they're almost like they're in the stages of being unnumb and they're tingling and they're almost there, but then it just stays there. It just stays like that. Like you can't feel anything, but anything that makes contact is really tingly.
An iron deficiency?
You can't feel the textures of anything. It wasn't that. But just that. My hands were just completely numb. I beat the fuck out of my dick so goddamn hard that my entire hands went completely numb. No, but like straight up both of my hands and like kind of down my wrists were just numb and like tingly. And then like Wednesday it was worse, and it was like on my tongue too.
Oh, amazing.
So I went to the doctor, and like, you know, my mom works there. She was able to get an appointment like that day.
Mm-hmm.
And
convenient.
Yeah. And then we set an appointment for Friday to like get my blood drawn for a lab or whatever, so we could see like what was up. But I felt like so just dead on Thursday that I felt like it would not even be safe for me to drive, you know, let alone do manual labor at an industrial plant, you know, and I just straight up, you know, couldn't feel my hands at all. So doing things with saws and whatnot and drills is probably not a good idea.
Safe. You just come home missing a couple fingers.
Yeah. So, you know, she was able to move my appointment up a day, and I slept in till like 11. And then I was able to go. I was like, I was good enough to drive at that point. And I went to go get the blood drawn, which I didn't eat anything before because I woke up at 11 and immediately left. That was not a good idea.
Because you really need to eat stuff if you're going to do blood. It's weird how that works.
Yeah, I've heard the expression before, you know, seeing stars, but I've never experienced that until like I almost passed out. I was so close. I'm gonna find the picture of the amount of blood that they took. That's how much blood they took. And within a span of maybe 30 seconds, I went from a completely dry shirt, not sweating at all, to just absolutely
moist very fast,
drenched in sweat. No, like I looked like I jumped in a pool. Like my shirt was that wet. It was a completely different color in a span of 30 seconds. I've never had that much sweat before in that little of an amount of time.
You just
like I sweat a lot, but that was just absurd. That was absurd. And like, my ears felt like they were stuffed up. I could, like, it was hard to see anything. It was real hazy. Like, I almost passed out. But anyway, after that, I went and got pizza. Pepperoni and pineapple, by the way, the best pizza. Ham sucks, and pepperoni on pizza is still good, because fuck you.
Okay. I wasn't gonna call you out or nothing for anything on the pineapple, but then you say ham sucks, and now I gotta be a defender of ham because ham's delicious. You're
Ham
just a
sucks
bitch.
on pizza. Ham sucks on pizza. The texture of it, it's too tough.
Then you just have bad
on
ham.
Pizza?
You need tiny pieces.
They are tiny. I mean, okay.
If you're having a problem with them being too tough,
I will take back my statement. I like pepperoni on pizza more than I like ham on pizza, and I think it goes better with the pineapple. I think the salty and the sweet is better than ham and sweet.
That. I cannot disagree with that.
Yeah. Because the saltiness of it goes better with the sweet on the pineapple. Okay. Yeah. I've taken back my statement. Smart men know when they're wrong and when to admit it.
You can't just say it's bad. Except for movie reviewers. They're all bad. They suck. So that's a fact.
But then anyway, after that appointment and I was getting my blood drawn or whatever, I went to, my mom's office over there, and she has to take vitamin B12 shots.
Dude, I love B12.
Week.
B12's awesome.
which
I have some right
I don't
here.
know if it's genetic. I don't know if it's like an anemia that she has, why she has to do the shots instead of tablets. But anyway, after I got that shot, I by the next day, by Friday, the numbness in my hands was 100% completely gone. Nice. I felt great and energized and motivated.
Dude, I know B12 is awesome.
And confident and mentally sharp and not depressed from then until that Thursday. Or no, that Tuesday. And then it was hard to sleep that Tuesday night. It was really hard to sleep. I laid in bed for 3-4 hours, maybe got 2 hours of sleep. And then I was dead tired, and I had trouble focusing on Wednesday, brain fog and whatever. And it was even worse on Thursday, even after sleeping well. And then that follow-up appointment on that Friday, they said I didn't have any deficiencies. I wasn't low on any number of vitamins, which it just confused me beyond belief. The only thing that was low was my glucose because I hadn't eaten anything, and that's why I almost passed out. But anyway, but they still prescribed me D3 and B12, and after a week of taking them, I still feel like shit. All of the things that were symptoms that I didn't realize were symptoms, I just thought they were me. Trouble focusing, the brain fog, the, extreme tiredness, the, everything like that. That was all symptoms and I didn't realize it. Everything is still there other than, my hands not being numb anymore, which is a plus, I guess.
Yeah,
so
I'd say that's a plus.
I'm thinking those tablets are just weak as fuck, or I need to be taking the shots. Because I swear to God, after I took that B12 shot, I felt better than I had in years. You know what I mean?
B12's the shit.
It was amazing. But yeah, it was really scary, having my entire hands be numb for multiple days, just because I was thinking, what the hell, is this? Because it's something that's, very apparent, other than, the other symptoms are just oh, I might just not be feeling great, or this might just be me, but it's, numbness of the hands. It's, very... I don't want to say visceral, but it's obvious that yeah, something is wrong with me and we need to figure this out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But so my mom's gonna give me another
dying, and then
yeah,
it would have been fine.
And then
you
once you die, it'll be fine. Yeah. But my mom's gonna give me another B12 shot, I think later today, and we'll see how I am next week. But like, if I feel as good again, then we're gonna need to go back to the doctor and be like, hey, these tablets are shit. Give me shots.
Yes, give me the needle, doctor. I need the needle.
Exactly. Like, if I feel like that all the time, I'm perfectly fine stabbing a needle into myself once a week. I have no qualms with that. You know, like, I don't want to, but if I feel
Future
that
heroin
good,
addict.
I'm fine. That's what I'm saying. Shoot it in between my toes.
Dude, I know. I cannot even imagine the feeling of that. Like, that would be so awful.
I know. It would.
Ooh,
it would.
It hurts to think about that.
It would. But yeah, so we can go ahead and put a bow on that and move on to a topic that people listening might have actually heard about. You've told me you saw something about the Switch 2.
Dude, yeah.
Maybe releasing. Was it official, or was it just like heavily hinted at? Or like,
the Switch 2 is gonna be a thing. I don't know if it's gonna be called the Switch 2.
There a
I'm
release
not
date?
sure. No. I don't
it's
think
gonna
so.
be called the Swap.
I hope not.
The changeroo.
One of the biggest and best things about it is that they're going to be fixing drift for forever.
Okay, that's a big. Okay.
The components in the analog sticks will not be touching each other, so they won't grind and cause dust to build up and then just die after a while. So
I don't know. That's kind of weird.
It's crazy that it hasn't happened yet.
It's kind of weird that builds up dust, because when your mom grinds on me, there isn't any dust.
Yeah,
so I don't know.
Should go suck a cock. It's gonna
Only
be
your mom's.
It's gonna be really powerful. It uses DLSS.
But how powerful? Like,
I got this this little thing written down. Okay. It uses DLSS and it runs Unreal Engine 5 with the ray tracing. Like, you know that? Did you ever do that Matrix demo on the PS5?
I did, yeah.
Yeah,
it was impressive.
It ran that. It ran that. It runs that.
Okay.
So it's pretty. It can do some pretty good looking stuff.
Because what I saw that it can run Breath of the Wild at 4K 60 FPS with no load times.
Yeah, that
and
would have to be easy.
I saw that and I thought, like, is that impressive? Like, but
no.
Breath of the Wild was really optimized and the graphics were made, you know, for the Switch to be able to handle it really easily. But like, and the fact that it said Breath of the Wild and not Tears of the Kingdom is what made me think, like, is that the max of its capabilities? Like, can it not go past that? Like, can it not run Tears of the Kingdom, you know, 4K 60 FPS? Like, but if it can run that Matrix thing, then I'm sure.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, I've got some higher hopes for it. I'm excited about the no drift.
Is it more powerful than a PS4?
Well, yeah, I'd say so.
Okay.
Because if it can run that, because that stuff's not on the PS4, because it wouldn't do it, or like it wouldn't be good at least. So
yeah,
I would imagine it's stronger. I don't know if there's actual numbers like released for stuff. I'm not sure.
Yeah, like what exactly all the components are. Yeah,
but it's running NVIDIA stuff. So it's got DLSS to help it do things.
When I saw it, one of my first thoughts was like not even about the hardware. It's gonna be, because whenever you launch a big console, you're gonna have big games to go along with it. Just speculate with me. What games do you think they could launch it with? Whether it's sequels, whether it's, you know, whatever. Because I have a few that I think they could do.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if they. Okay, you know, I would be surprised. But my guess, I'm gonna say a Luigi's Mansion game. That is because the graphics that you'd be able to, the ghosts would look really fancy.
Yeah. My thought was maybe like another 3D Mario game or an Odyssey sequel.
An Odyssey sequel would be that's a pretty safe bet. Because I guess it would be a launch title. I can't imagine they would do Luigi's Mansion for a launch title. Yeah.
But yeah, because I'm thinking like big things, like because of launch title, like build up some big hype. And you know something that'll build up some big hype? Mario Kart 9.
Dude, I don't even like Mario Kart.
We are not the biggest fans of Mario Kart, but people would be ecstatic about that. That would be a huge thing. Because Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, like, its numbers are insane. Like, the amount of people that own that game. Like, because it's a game that you can play with families, and people that don't play games have that game, you know? Like, that would be wild. But another thing that I thought of that would kind of be under the radar, maybe, like, ports to the Switch 2 that aren't able to run on the Switch. Like maybe a Baldur's Gate 3 port. You know, things like that.
That would be something. Well, yeah, I was gonna say I don't know if there are like that mature of games on the Switch, but The Witcher's on the Switch, so that was a dumb thing to think.
Yeah.
Dude,
but it's like just there's so many games that just aren't able to run on the Switch, but then on the Switch 2 they'll be able to, so why not port it over? Especially at launch, like, you know, there'll be more of an incentive to get one if you can play more of the games you want to play, you know?
Yeah, no, I probably won't get one at launch, but I'll get one eventually.
I'll get one when there's enough games for
like
it to be worth
if there's stuff that
money.
I want to play, I'll get one.
Yeah.
I
mean, because that's the whole reason I got the Switch, was because I wanted to play Zelda, and I wanted to play Mario, and I wanted to play, you know, all of the Nintendo exclusives. The same reason why an Xbox owner would get a PlayStation. That's why I got the Switch.
Yeah, so I still stand by saying that Stardew Valley is the Switch game of all time. It is the best thing to play on the Switch. It's so good on the Switch.
Stardew Valley and Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing is
no, there can only be one.
I don't think I would play it, because Animal Crossing is one of those things that you play for like, you know, 30-40 minutes, but you play it every day. So it's not something you can like pick up and play it for 7 hours and not play it for like, you know, because it has the day-to-day like system on it. So for just doing that for like a little amount of time a day, it is the perfect game for a Switch, for like a little handheld console.
We need Stardew Valley 2.
Dude,
obviously,
I mean,
that's not going to be a thing. He's making a different game. There's not going to be a Stardew Valley 2. There will be an update to Stardew Valley. That's a thing. There will be more stuff added to Stardew Valley. The
just one last update, or just like more continual?
I don't know. I don't think it's going to be continual stuff, but we're getting something else. It's not just
that's awesome.
The game is done. There's going to be a little bit more.
Is there going to be more content added to Avengers?
No. How many days do we have left? 6 days? It's going to be shut off by the time this episode is released. It is getting shut off on the 30th.
Shut off? Like no more content?
You're not going to be able to play. The servers are shutting down. You will not be able to play it.
You put RIP Avengers in the outline. I didn't know that that's what RIP meant. Like,
yeah, no, it is getting shut down entirely because it's online only. You have to be online to play. Like even the single player.
Stupid.
Yeah,
like, yeah. You should be able to play the single player. Damn.
Yeah, I have been playing a little bit of the single player. It is pretty good. I haven't done too much of it. Like I've just gotten past the last bit that we did in the demo, if you remember. That's like right when you get onto the helicarrier. It's like all crashed where your base is. Yeah, it's been pretty good so far. I've been enjoying it. I'll probably play it some more. I don't quite know if I'm going to finish it, but I'm going to play it a good bit.
I remember we played the demo, and I was like, yeah, that's enough for me. Like, even if this game was free, I'm not going to get it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no.
I was really hyped at first, and the gameplay was fun for about the first 10-15 minutes, and then after that, like, it was so repetitive and, I don't know, shallow, that it was just like, yeah, I get it, you know, I get the game, that's I've gotten all I'm gonna get out of it.
The single player, way better than the multiplayer stuff that we experienced.
In the demo, wasn't there like one single player mission that you play or something?
Yeah. Like you did part of the first mission, and then you did a little bit like later on, where when you get to that part that Hulk, I just did,
you were like in the woods and whatever.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I forgot about that. Yeah, it's still really early on in the game. Like I've only played, I've not even played for 3 hours, and that's like I'm just after that point, so I'm not too far in. I've seen the campaign's supposed to be like 12 hours long, which isn't super long, but I got the game for $4. Yeah, no, so
that's a decent chunk.
Yeah. It's the multiplayer
like
so
for
bad.
A game that's meant to be multiplayer only. Yeah. It's so crazy how bad they botched that. Yo, dude, have you played as the new characters that they added? Because I heard Spider-Man like plays like shit, especially compared to the Spider-Man game, because obviously, but have you played as him?
No, okay, so me and Joseph, we were going to play together. I thought that you could play the campaign together, but you can play the DLC campaigns together, but they're like not at all the same as the main campaign. They're just the random missions to complete, like how the demo was. So like that's not fun. Like there was not good fun rewards. It's not fun enough to just go kill people randomly for me to want to do it 30 more times to finish that campaign. So I had no idea how to get Spider-Man or Black Panther, so I just didn't. I went without.
Oh, you have to like be able to get them?
I don't know. They
unlocked already?
It said that all the characters were just unlocked because, the game is getting shut down. Why not give everyone stuff? All the cosmetic items were unlocked except the ones that you have to do like challenges for. So you could just pick from like 90 different cosmetics for Hulk. It was pretty good. They were very generous with that. Which there's some funnier looking ones.
I gotta say, during the demo, some of the Iron Man cosmetics did look pretty fire. Not gonna lie.
I haven't even looked at the Iron Man ones. Like me and Joseph, we did one multiplayer mission together, and I was Thor, and I had him wearing like really short swim trunks, and he just had some sunglasses on, and it was beautiful.
Awesome. Yeah, that is beautiful. You know, it's not beautiful.
What?
Destiny 2 not having legendary shards.
Well, okay. See, I'm not too mad about that. It's just going to simplify the currencies in the game, but like, yeah, they're removing legendary shards. One of the currencies in the game. You get legendary shards whenever you dismantle legendary or exotic gear.
So what do you get when you dismantle them now?
You're just going to get the glimmer.
After.
There's not going to be like big, huge changes or nothing. It's just that you're not going to get legendary shards. They're just going to disappear from the game. There's not very many things that cost just legendary shards. So it's just like if you were to get something that costs 10,000 glimmer and 10 legendary shards, once the final shape comes out, it's just going to cost 10,000 glimmer and the legendary shard part will be gone. Like it's not like it's getting altered. Only the things that just cost legendary shards will be changed, probably just to glimmer.
Yeah,
just so there's not as many currencies. There apparently was a bug in the game, like a glitch you could do where people just would get 1 million legendary shards, and you'll never need any more than that. Of course, I've got 14,000 just from playing, and I don't need any of these. Like if I had 1,000, that would be more than what I need. I don't use them. But yeah, they're disappearing. There's a good bit of stuff that happened at Destiny recently.
Yeah, me not having a whole lot of experience in Destiny. Like I played it a good bit, like a little bit more than I would say unconsequential. Like I played it a little bit. like me just reading that, I was like, legendary shards, like, would that be like the pay to win currency?
No.
Like, I was thinking that it would be like a bigger thing than it is, than how you have described it.
Yeah, so currently there's Glimmer, which is just the stuff that you get from everything, because they don't have the destination resources, like how you could get just random things picked up while you're exploring different planets, and they would give you one of those resources at a tiny little bit of XP. You just get Glimmer now instead of having something go into your inventory. I still have all my old ones. Like,
yeah,
I've got 2,500 of the stuff from the Tangled Shore from Forsaken, just because there was a, like, part of the weekly bounties, you needed to go pick up a bunch of stuff. So like every week for weeks, I would just pick shit up off the ground for like an hour. Oh, so stupid. Yo, what the hell? I have a Nightfall memento? What? I didn't realize that. I don't know what I would even put that on. Mementos go on your crafted weapons. They like add trackers and stuff to it. Oh, cool. Yeah, but yeah, there's Glimmer. You get it.
You could tape it to a door.
I could.
A big door. A door that's been there for 1,000 years. Perhaps.
No, I'm not done with
Maybe
Destiny.
Even a remade
no,
door.
No. I'm not done with Destiny, Jake. But there's the legendary shards that are disappearing. There's silver, that's the currency you pay for, that you can buy the cosmetics in the store. And then there's bright dust, which you get it from doing certain things like bounties and stuff. And that can buy cosmetics in the store as well, just not all of them. There's like their own section. But we're just gonna have one of these currencies gone. But there has been some other events that have taken place in the world of Destiny this past week. It was really, really fun to experience. I'm so glad that I was able to do it. If anyone has played Destiny, they know what I'm talking about. We had some funny guns, Jake. So
funny guns?
Yeah, funny guns. That's what I had seen a lot of people refer to them as.
It's like really OP things.
Yeah, no, they were disgustingly OP. Oh my god. Man, they're in my vault. I saved them. I didn't get rid of them. They don't work anymore. They're not broken, but they're my mementos. I'll keep them for forever. Because it's 3 slots out of it's like 600. So like that ain't that big of a deal. I got like 3,000 kills with my Amit, which that's just an auto rifle. So you hold down the button, it rifle.
Sounds like an Egyptian god.
Yeah, it does. But I had a shotgun trait on it, like everybody else did. There's so many people had this gun. It shot 12 bullets every time it shot. It shot 450 bullets a minute. That's 5,400 bullets a minute that it sprays out.
It's kind of crazy.
Disgusting damage. But the thing that was really, really broken was the shotgun grenade launchers. 12 grenades in one shot?
Dude.
Because you could get a perk.
In one shot, not just in a clip, in one like you press R2 one shot.
And it shoots 12 grenades out in like a spread. Yeah. Because they don't collide with each other. They don't just like instantly explode. Yeah.
That's wild.
I know I've said this to you, I feel like I've said this to you a few times. I could be getting these numbers wrong. I'm pretty sure this is not absurd, but I'd say like a good raid team, they can get 10 million damage in on a boss. Like pretty easy. That's 6 people. There was one dude that did 12 million damage by himself because of these guns. Dude, some of the combinations that I've seen were absolutely disgusting. Like a trace rifle, the laser rifles, but it's like every time it shoots, it disperses a grenade that will just kind of drop out in front of you and fall down. But like it shoots a lot of rounds a second because it's just a laser beam. So it's just the laser beam shooting out of it, and then an arcing beam of just grenades flying out of it. Yeah, dude. You could ask Lathan. He was there. Me, him, and Joseph played a few Gambit matches. It was I think it was after they had rolled out the fix to disable the traits to make the weapons not so broken. But I hadn't
still
reloaded.
A little broken, right?
Yeah, they're still a little broken. It's nothing. It's not the same. I don't care enough to go do it. Well, it's not broken anymore. It was broken as of a few days ago. Now, if you try to do it, it will just kick you to orbit. It will kick you out. Yeah. So you can't do it that way at all. They have stopped this.
What was the glitch? What is the process that you have to do to obtain that? I'm just curious.
If you've got the Witch Queen campaign, you can go craft weapons. If you get a little bit through it, all you had to do is, it was really easy to do it if you had crafted the 2 weapons already. You would craft a shotgun and an auto rifle. This is, or whatever, just whatever 2 guns. And then you would need to go reshape them to change their perks. You would want to select the gun with the trait that you wanted, so the shotgun, so it would shoot all the pellets. And then you'd want to really quickly select the gun you wanted to put the trait on, so the auto rifle, to give the auto rifle all the pellets. And if you had your timing right, you could have the other gun's trait, and it would just be disgusting. It was so broken. Dude, I sent you the screenshot. I sent it to Comtopia, where I did 94% of the damage on the Primeval in Gambit, the boss at the end. That's insane. What was the 64,000 damage? I think it was. Yeah, I shot that's 8 times.
Did you happen to be, I don't expect that you have, but did you happen to be recording any of this?
I did not. I was so...
Okay.
I was so...
Because I was going to say, if you had that broken gameplay for this episode, that would have been cool.
I know. I was so disappointed when I got back, because when I got back down to the camper to play, because now I was up at the house, and I had thought to myself, oh my god, I could go do the Grandmaster Nightfall and get my final trophy for the game and have another platinum, because I knew I'd be able to get it twice, because there's the PS4 and PS5 version. And then I literally told 4 people about it before I even logged on. I told you, Joseph, and my parents, because I was excited. And then I get down to the camper and I turn on the game and I see they've disabled traits. They just don't do anything.
So sad.
So I just didn't believe it enough, so I had to travel down and shoot the gun, and then it shot just one shot out, and I was so just defeated, because I was
burst into tears.
I mean,
you had to take all of your clothes off because you were sweating so profusely and your face was beet red.
Yeah. But I was just, very upset that my guns were gone. So I took a break for a couple days. And then I was determined. I was going to do the Grandmaster. It was just, it was going to happen. And guess what happened? I did it. I mean, it wasn't by myself, of course, but I did it. It took some tries. I saw this dude on the app, because you can do the fire teams where you can join each other pretty easily. And I gotta shout him out. He was on Twitch. It was Bear Victory. We tried
Bear Victory, shout out
multiple times. It was the first time we got about halfway through, and then my internet cut out. So then I went and reset it all, and then it was fine. And then we get, I'd say, 3/4 of the way through, and then one of the other dudes, the other dude in the fire team, his stuff messes up and he gets kicked out. And then we get, in that run, we get to the final boss. It's gotten past 2 of its mutant phases, so we're just about to do the final push and kill it and be done. And then both of our games crash. At the same time, his game and my game crashed. But
that's rough.
That third time, We did it. You have to think, these runs take like almost 30 minutes because the enemies just have so much health. But we did it. And then I got 2 platinum trophies, and then I felt invigorated and used my PlayStation Stars reward points and got a $20 gift card and got a bunch of crappy games, and then bumped my platinum level up a few more times. Now I've got 100 of them.
Which, to me, like, with the amount of hours, and I'm just gonna, with the amount of hours and, let's be real, skill in Destiny 2 and knowledge that you possess, I would have just assumed that you would have platinumed it a long time ago. But there was just the one trophy left that just couldn't be obtained in the game until recently,
because
right?
I
like
did
it was
not,
taken out.
I did not do raids. It's not my jam.
Yeah.
I don't like. It's just not what I do. But it used to be that achievement was for doing the Leviathan raid, the first one they had in the game, on doing it flawless. So like none of you can't lose. I'm not sure if it's just that nobody can die or that just you can't all die. That raid is not in the game anymore. So it changed. It just changed to doing a Grandmaster, which was just a strike where all the enemies are extra tough. And if you all die, you have to start over. You just get kicked out to orbit and you have to try again. But yeah, I was getting my hours together. I've got 1,605 hours in that game, which a lot of people that I see, like YouTubers and stuff, dude, it's insane seeing their hours on.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
if you're doing it for content, you're gonna have a lot.
That's crazy to see.
Which, like, that's up there with like GTA and like not quite Minecraft, but it's in the same realm, you know, with the amount of hours.
Yeah, no, I've definitely got more hours in Minecraft.
Yeah, it's like Minecraft is probably on its own separate tier, especially if you combine all the platforms. But like, I'd be willing to bet that's pretty close to GTA for us.
Okay, I knew I had some screenshots saved maybe for stuff that I wanted to say. Dude, so the weekend that the guns were broken, the game had on PC it had a 30,000 player increase because of the bugged guns, and people were coming back to play with them. And there were so many raid completions because they had just released a raid again that was in Destiny 1, but they did it again. They fixed parts of it. It's just so good, so good. Okay, dude, they're adding new powers. I'm finally going to have a want to use the Arc Hunter stuff. I don't want to use the bow staff. I don't like it. I don't want to use it.
Yeah.
But we're kidding.
I remember using the bow staff a little bit when I played.
We're getting a throwing knife. Not just any throwing knife. A throwing knife that you throw it and then you teleport to it and catch it.
That's awesome.
Dude, I know. I'm so excited. I love the wacky movement ones. The Titans are getting a thing where they like throw out 3 void axes and they can just pick them up and start swinging them around.
Dude,
cool. It is pretty cool. The Warlocks are getting one that seems pretty similar to the one that they had in Destiny 1 that got taken out. It just really enhances your all your abilities and stuff. You are very fiery. Your weapons are stronger. You buff allies around you. You can throw more grenades. You can use your melee ability more often. You're just a very effecty boy at that time, which seems pretty useful. Yeah, I'd say we could rewind to when you wanted to push on. Yeah, we could tape this memento to that door. That door that is 1,000 years old. Yeah, Nintendo is remaking the Paper Mario 1,000-Year Door, which that is awesome. I'm so excited for that.
Title question mark?
I don't think so. I'm not quite sure it's going to be that far away. I'm going to look it up.
think it's gonna come out before the Switch 2?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, did the Switch 2 have a release date, or was it just speculation? Is it like 2024 sometime or later?
I don't know. Okay, Thousand Year Door Remake will be in 2024. You can't pre-order it yet because it's too early on.
Mm-hmm.
And the Switch 2 will be in the second half of 2024. Okay.
So they might push it just to coincide. I mean, I could see that.
I mean,
I don't think that would be too out of the realm of possibility.
I can't imagine they're going to release Paper Mario in February, so it'll probably be Christmassy times.
Most likely. Is that all we had on the Thousand Year Door remake? Did you play Thousand Year Door, or was it a different Paper Mario that you played?
People are knocking on the door.
Okay.
Ugh. So many visitors today. I never have visitors. I've had 2 people come and knock on the door today. That's crazy.
Ooh, your camera's being really glitchy. That's kind of funny.
Okay.
You're I wouldn't say twerking, but you're just moving forward and back, and like your hips are kind of moving more than anything. And the top 16th of your screen is really pixely, and you have your hands on your head, but you can't see your head because it's out of frame. Okay. I'll demonstrate what you're doing. You're kind of just going.
Awesome.
And that's pretty much it.
That's pretty hot. Yeah. I'm glad that's how it is.
Honestly, I'm pretty horny. I can't even lie about it. It's turned me on quite a bit.
Okay, yeah. So we done discussed Thousand Year Door. I have this image to show you. Do you see that bad boy? It's really small image. But those are the new PlayStation colors. They have announced new colors that are coming out. There's a red one, a blue one, and a silver one. I think they look really nice.
They do. They come with the controllers. Were there already red and blue controllers?
Well, there was, there's the pink and the light blue ones.
And I know there's
it's like a different,
so
it's a different kind of red. It's like a duller red.
So
this one's very matted.
Are new too.
Yeah.
The controllers are new too, huh? Okay, that's awesome. Okay.
I'm pretty sure that you still have to just get a white PS4 or a PS5 and then buy the plates separately.
Yeah, which
that's stupid. Like, why can't I just get the silver PS5 and then have it come with a silver controller and then I'm set?
Yeah. Yeah, that should be a thing. But I mean, I know there are off-brand plates, but what plates are official from Sony? Was it just the black one?
No, they have two releases of colors that they did, like the Galaxy ones where there was the black, the purple, that light blue, that other red one, and the pink.
Oh, so all of the controllers.
Yeah,
okay,
they have corresponding. They have controllers
okay.
and the panels. Yeah.
Okay.
This is just.
I gotta say though, out of these ones,
I really like the blue.
Out of these ones, yeah, I was about to say
it
because
looks
the
really
lights
good.
on the PlayStation are blue. Yeah. Yeah. I don't. Can you turn your camera off and back on, because your pixely is thrusting a lot more. And it's distracting. Okay, I can see you. Awesome.
Sweet. Okay. Yeah. Dude, the next thing.
Yeah.
The next thing we have here.
You want to talk about
movie barely. It is very, very, very at the start. Don't even have writers yet assigned to it. It's
because there's a strike.
Yeah, it's a Stray movie, Jake. Cat game movie.
Yo. Dude, PlayStation Studios has been kind of on fire lately. Everything they've made has been really good, except for the Uncharted movie. The Last of Us was apparently awesome. I haven't watched it.
I watched the first half of it. I watched up until I finished the episode that had gay Ron Swanson. I did not stop. Okay, that sounds bad that I stopped after that. I did not stop because of gay Ron Swanson. That was a very good episode. It it was very sweet. It was so sad, dude. It had some.
Yeah.
It's got some stuff that made me kind of. Ooh. In one of the episodes, one of the characters gets like the fungus tentacles all put up into her mouth from a zombie. Gets the French kiss a zombie. I know, it's so good.
Yeah.
That made me so excited.
The zombies in that game are so like unlike other zombies in other media. Like they're unique as far as zombies go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like because it's a fungus. They explain it really early on in the first episode. It's like a mutation in the fungus.
Amogus.
Yeah, the Amogus got them, and now they're all infected because of bread. Yep.
How was Din Djarin in it?
He was Joel. I mean, it's been a very long time since I've played the game. I didn't finish it. I got to a part where I was like in the basement of a hotel and there was water, and I was had to get through an area with clickers. But I was much younger at the time. I was probably like 13 when I did this, and I was a little sissy baby. So I stopped playing, and I just haven't turned the game back on again. It's just not something I feel like playing. Something like that. I might give it a shot eventually. I've been playing some other stuff. I
haven't even played it at all. Like
that was the first game I had on the PlayStation because it came with it. My PS4.
My PS3 came with the first two Uncharted's and the first two Infamouses. It was fire.
That's fire. That's amazing. That's an amazing deal.
Yeah.
I bet you still never played Uncharted 3.
I've still never played Uncharted 3. I will one day. I've tried to go back. First. I have the Nathan Drake collection. I've played 1 and 2 several times with the intention of going to 3, but then after the 2 I'm kind of burnt out. And then I'm like, I'm going to take a break before I play 3. And then it's like 2 years later and you're just like, I'm going to start over again. You know. So it's just one of those things. But
sad.
Man, what was even the movie that started this off? We haven't talked about that at all. Stray. We just started talking about other songs. Stray.
They're making a Stray movie. Like, there's not really much to talk about because there's nothing about it.
Movie,
it's gonna be a thing, probably.
I wonder how they're gonna make that work. Like with the central character not, speaking and all. Like how. Like, I think it has the potential to be really good, like, if they're able to convey everything that the game does and whatever, but, like, it also has the potential to be pretty bad, you know what I mean? I don't think it's just going to be mid. I'm hoping for it to be really good. I think there's a better chance of it being good than bad. Yeah, I think it has a better chance of it being good than bad, but I don't think there's much of a chance for it to be mid, you know what I mean? It's either going to be, one side or the other. The coin ain't going to land on the side. You know what I mean? It's going to be heads or tails. So Landon.
Yeah, I'm...
You know how recently, every episode, we have done a obscure quote of the day or a random quote of the day? Well, today, I'm introducing a new one.
Amazing.
I am introducing a new one. There's going to be a something of the day every episode. This new one that I'm introducing is the trolley problem of the day. In this segment, I will be taking a random post from r/trolley problem and posing it on the podcast. I will send you a picture so you will have a visual to see. Then I will also read it out for our audio listeners. You know, the classic trolley problem. You have people tied on a track and you can flip it and whatever. A trolley is hurtling down a track towards 5 people. You are on a bridge under which it will pass, and you can stop it by dropping a heavy weight in front of it. As it happens, there's a very fat man next to you. Your only way to stop the trolley is to push him over the bridge and onto the track, killing him to save 5. However, the 5 people on the tracks are the moderators of a popular fat acceptance blog who, if saved, will proceed to spread the news that you are a body-shaming bigot and that thin privilege is never being pushed in front of a trolley for the greater good. Should you proceed?
I'm gonna not commit murder and just witness these 5 people dying.
Well, that's the sin of omission. That's you.
You're gonna shut the hell up,
people.
Amanda.
You
Go eat your dickerdoodle. Fuck yourself.
When you have the ability for there to be 4 more lives saved with the expense of an innocent fat man. Only you would get personal blowback from those people that survived.
If I'm gonna be a famous internet personality through this channel, I can't be having that blowback from these irrationally thinking people who
Landon,
are spreading unnecessary hate.
It'll be great. We can make an apology video. You'll have something to apologize for.
No. We don't want to actually have something to apologize for. That's not what we want.
Well, no, because it's something that you can justify. It's like, it's a numbers game. I was saving lives here. It just so happens that the guy that was able to save them was fat. And, I'm sure that he would have jumped willingly, if I hadn't pushed him. But I just gave him a little extra motivation. These people are alive because of me. They wouldn't be able to write these posts on Reddit about me being a fat-shaming bigot if I hadn't saved their lives. You know what I mean? It's justifiable. I don't think that many people would say that you're a bad person.
You're just saying this to go against what I said, just to have opposition. You shut the hell up. Those 5 people, they were tied up and put on that track for a reason. I do not need to go against the will of God and stop that from happening.
Did God tie them up? Who tied them up?
That's
I
not
think
for me.
In this scenario, that's
no, I guess.
Well, for the rest of your life, those 5 people that died would be on your conscience, and you would have to think,
because I know that they would have wronged me because in this situation, I know that they would have wronged me if I would have let them live.
And you would have to think, is this random fat person worth these 5 people's lives?
No.
And I don't think it is.
Because he's an innocent man.
But you don't know that those 5 people aren't innocent. They could be innocent. You don't know why they're tied up on the tracks. They could be just as innocent, if not more so, than the fat person.
That is 100% true. I don't know if they're innocent or not. All I know is that if I let them live, they will wrong me. And
Landon,
can either
how
be
about this?
A dick to this one guy and have them be mean to me, or I can just not be a dick to that one guy, and everything will be fine.
Think about this. 5 people tied up on a track, and a guy standing over the bridge just watching them. That fat guy could have tied them up. He could be the one that tied them up. What if that fat guy's going to tie you up next, huh?
But what if it wasn't him? You don't know. You can't just say it was
He's
him
the only
because
person
he
around.
was there.
He's the only other person on the bridge.
That doesn't
who
mean
else
anything.
Could have done it?
Those people could have been tied up, and then he found them. Would you go jump on the track?
He was just up on the bridge watching. He was just standing there, and then you walked up and saw the train. You saw the situation happening. He was just chilling. He was watching them die.
Yeah, just like I'm gonna watch them die. It could have been me by this logic.
That guy tied them up. I think it was that fat guy that tied them up.
I think you tied them up. What?
Oh, fuck. I didn't think about that one. Okay, well, if I tied him up, I might as well go with my plan and let him die. I mean...
Okay. That ain't that crazy. Okay.
So how'd you like that trolley problem of the day? I think it's a pretty good segment.
Yeah, no, I'm glad that I'm not gonna just know if, like, we're gonna have a trolley problem or we're gonna have something else. It's gonna be
it could be a random quote, it could be an obscure quote, it could be something entirely different. There's just gonna be a daily segment of just something random that I'm proposing to you. Maybe it's an actual proposal and I'm gonna ask you to marry me. Who knows? It's gonna be some kind of question or proposal.
But like, you could do it.
You don't expect that? I mean, I would assume it would happen one day. I mean, Daddy, come on.
I mean, just calm your tits. Everything will be fine.
But yeah, I feel like I remember mentioning something about a writer's strike just in passing earlier this episode. This is something that's happening directly because of the writer's strike. So, Landon, a bunch of Marvel shows got delayed. So
makes sense.
You know how they're making that sequel to that 90s X-Men animated show?
Yes. I do remember hearing about this.
They're moving it from fall of this year to early 2024. So not that big of a jump. I think they're just wanting to be able to like promote it with you know the people that are involved with the show. They're moving Echo. Remember Echo from
Wasn't
the Hawkeye series?
That was
deaf
the bad
girl?
guy. Yeah.
People, like, including me, like we're just very confused why it even exists. Like, she didn't seem like that intriguing of a character in Hawkeye. I don't know how the hell she's gonna have her own show.
We will
unless
see.
Like Daredevil and stuff shows up in it.
Yeah.
I
deaf and blind.
Just people expect that to not be good. It moved from November 29th of this year to January 2024. So again, only like a month and some change moving up. One that moved up a good bit, like almost a full year, is the Agatha show. Landon, can you tell me what the subtitle of the Agatha show is?
Hasn't it changed? Like, that's one of their marketing
3
things.
times.
It's been multiple
3
things because
times.
it was like Agatha
It started
Coven
out-
of Chaos first, wasn't it? And then
well, it was House of Harkness first, and then it was Coven of Chaos, and now it is Darkhold Diaries. I think it's gotten worse and worse every time. I think House of Harkness is the best one. Like Darkhold Diaries. That sounds just like how they changed the name for Captain America 4. I just keep with the name, okay? You were better the first time. Anyway, that moved from winter of this year to Halloween 2024, which I gotta say, Halloween is an appropriate release date for that.
I agree.
For a show about a witch, I mean, yeah. And there was Ironheart. It already finished shooting, but it's not on the release calendar, just period. They just took it off. I think that they're probably just doing that to move it closer to Armor Wars, maybe? You know, the show about War Machine? I think maybe it, like, Ironheart ties in with that, so they want to have it close up to it, and they don't want to commit until they know where Armor Wars is going to fall. That's my theory. But again, like this whole thing with the writers and the actors and everything, like, it's just wild because it's not just them it's affecting, it's everybody making the movies. They don't have a job either. So the sooner they can fix this, the better, which I have heard that they've been in talks lately, which who the hell even knows what that means. But people seem to be more optimistic that they're going to get it worked out, which we'll see. Well, I'll believe it when I see it. But you know a Disney Plus show that did actually come out?
Ain't that girl with the tube top, AsHoKa? Ain't that how it is?
Exactly.
It's the ASHoKa? Yeah?
Yeah, AsHoKa.
Yeah, AsHoKa.
Yeah, exactly. So, I talked about the first 3 episodes on, I can't remember if it was it the last podcast that we did? Anyway.
Do you think I remember when we did last episode?
Yeah, it was. We normally do it every other week. We had an extra week. We just couldn't record last weekend. So I did the first 3 episodes, and I said it was kind of mid, you know? Like, it was more akin to a Boba Fett than anything else. It's, like, not particularly memorable at all. It's just kind of eh.
Dude, Boba Fett had an awesome theme. That was so good.
It did. It did.
I love doing that theme.
I was
in Beat
so
Saber.
hyped when I heard that theme. Yeah. um, with these episodes, 4, 5, and 6, every single thing was a step up. The visual effects, the cinematography, the lighting, the writing, the fights, the choreography in it, and the dialogue. Like, it's all top tier Star Wars, and it was super, like, cinematic feeling. Like, I could see these 3 episodes just being put together and just made as a movie and put in a theater. Like, it felt that much like a big screen experience, which is a far cry from how the first 3 episodes felt. It felt like this is the episode 4 was the episode that the series actually starts on. Like, the first 3 episodes should have been condensed into 1 episode, and then they could have added a little more meat to the end, I feel. Because I'll get to it in a minute, but episode 6, as good as it was, did seem kind of rushed. But, so in episode 4, seeds are planted for character development, and there were, like, clear character-specific reasonings behind every decision everyone made, which is just such a departure from these other Disney Plus shows that was like, yeah, well, this character's gonna do this thing because the plot needs to happen. You know, just a Ryan George pitch meeting type deal. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But then in these ones, it actually seems like, you know, good writing.
It actually seems super easy, barely an inconvenience.
Exactly. Really? And then episode 5 was just as good as 4. This one is super difficult to talk about without spoilers, but there were dream, like, flashback sequences for the whole episode, and, like, I genuinely can't say any more than that. It was like in the world between worlds, which, Landon, you don't even know what that is because you haven't seen Rebels. But
world between worlds,
it was absolutely amazing. Like, it's so crazy that the show has become so good. Like, just on a dime. Like, between episode 3 and 4, it's a completely different series. I know I've already said that. But episode 6, that's the one that's the freshest on my mind, and that's the one that'll probably take up the bulk of the time. But I'm not trying to talk about spoilers that much, but everyone knew Ezra was going to show up. Everyone knew Thrawn was going to show up. So I'm not going to treat that like a spoiler. I'm just going to treat the story components like they're spoilers.
Is Thrawn's cum blue?
The blue dude? Is Thrawn what?
Is his cum blue?
I assume we'll see that in episode 7. I think they're going to wait for the cum reveal.
Okay.
Maybe even the finale. That might be the final shot. Just like Homelander coming over the city. I think Thrawn might... he might come all over his Star Destroyer.
That would be,
by the way,
pretty epic.
Thrawn just shows up in a Star Destroyer, right? And the shot where the Star Destroyer just shows up, you can see the fucking scale of that massive ship. Oh my god, like, that felt so epic. That's when I was like, this feels like I should be watching it in a theater. Like, it's awesome. Anyway, Ezra and the actor that played him seemed to, like, blend so naturally and genuinely, like, with the animated versions of him. And, like, I immediately recognized his mannerisms and the way he talks and just everything. And when him and Sabine, like, met each other and reunited or whatever, that was the most Rebels that Sabine has felt too. Like, their chemistry was just so natural, just like it was in Rebels. And, like, on that same note of things just feeling right and, like, transitioning seamlessly to live action, Thrawn was absolutely perfect. Like, he felt like the Thrawn from the canon Thrawn trilogy of books. I haven't read Heir to the Empire. Yeah, all the Star Wars fans, you know, go ahead and boo me. But I have listened to the canon trilogy, you know, listened. Because I'm not a reader.
Yeah.
I'd be listening to books. they got the same voice actor from Rebels, Lars Mikkelsen, which he's a world-class actor. Like, all of the Mikkelsens, you know, Lars, and like, I'm pretty sure one of them was in Rogue One. He was the dad, I think. Anyway,
yeah,
so obviously
Mads
they got him for the
Mikkelsen.
live-action
Mads
show.
Mikkelsen, the guy
Mads
who,
Mikkelsen,
the
that's
guy
what it
who
was.
was the
Yeah,
dad
yeah.
of the Redis fetus. Spoilers for
Exactly.
spoilers for that game that's been out for a couple years. No warnings for you guys.
Yeah. But he voiced Thrawn in Rebels, and they got him for the live-action show.
That's awesome.
As they should. And he, obviously, that fit perfectly. Like, the cadence he speaks with, and how he pauses at, like, very specific times to kind of contemplate. Like, it makes him seem very, I don't want to say regal, but, like, he's very smart, I guess. Yeah, I mean, obviously it's Thrawn, but like he seems very like calculated in all of his decisions, just like he should. And like I was worried how they were gonna portray Thrawn, but just how he explains his plans to other people through them asking him questions and by using logic, you know, like he doesn't just do these villain speeches. It's like very natural, like he's just having a conversation, but he's explaining everything because other people just don't understand like what his thought processes were in his like strategic, you know, decisions. And like the total monotone in his voice, like how he just uses very minor inflections, you know, like to convey a little bit of emotion, but just barely. Like it was just so good on every level, like especially the acting. Like it was so consistent with who the Thrawn character is. And like I've seen people say stuff about how his plan didn't make sense, and like, oh,
isn't that the whole thing? They're not smart enough. Is that not how that works? Because he'd be smart boy. Is that
like people are saying, oh, why didn't he try to find Ezra earlier? It's not like Ezra was super hidden. Like, he was just out in the open. But I don't think he cared about Ezra. I think he had all this planned out, and finding Ezra didn't have anything to do with that plan. It was inconsequential. Like, whether he went and killed Ezra or whatever the fuck, or if he just tried to leave without him, it didn't matter. Like, Ezra has nothing to do with what Thrawn was doing.
They just want to watch children die. They're epic Star Wars fans.
Exactly. Yeah. Overall, after the mid-off that the first 3 episodes had, episodes 4, 5, and 6 are just a completely different show. On the scale of we made it to we didn't make it, because we do make all of the content on the internet as long as it's good. I would definitely give it a we made it. So anybody that has any kind of, you know, praise that you want to give the AsHoKa show, just direct it directly towards us, as the producers of all internet content.
Yep, it was us.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
We're the best around.
Landon, do you have any final thoughts before we close this thing out?
Spoilers for next episode. Starfield. It do be a game where I shoot rocks with lasers. That's gonna be it for us today, everyone. Check out our social medias. We got TikTok. We got an X.
Landon, I wrote down an outro that you won't be complaining about because it's not too long.
Okay.
We're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts, which is all in the description, along with our socials. Shout out to the TikTok. Shout out to Bear Victory on Twitch for being a Chad in Destiny 2.
Epic Gamer, thank you for helping me. Dude, I literally bought bits to donate to him.
That's all we got today. We appreciate you listening. Subscribe if you liked it, and we hope to see you again next episode.
Yeah, I don't got anything for this one. I'm sorry.